What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're having a great week and you're about to have an even better weekend. So today, the topic of discussion is going to be injuries. So injuries, nobody likes injuries. They set us back. They hold us back from reaching our fitness goals. If we're an athlete, it holds us back from competition, and they just nag and they're annoying. All right, so I'm going to give an example of an injury I've dealt with or am dealing with, kind of what I've been doing to rehab it. And at the end, I'd like to hear from all of you out there about an injury that you've dealt with, ways you've gotten around it, and what you've done about it. All right, so the injury myself. So basically, I'll start off with giving you an idea of what I do. So I'm a trainer, and so what I'll do when a client comes in is we'll do fitness assessments, right? So one fitness assessment, to just keep it very basic, the overhead squat assessment, okay? So what the individual is going to do, and I'm going to put a little picture here on the side. The individual is going to hold their arms up, slightly angled, and they're going to squat. And I'm not going to give them any cues because I don't want them to come in knowing what I want to see. I'm just going to observe their form. And so there's different checkpoints, right? So we're looking at 5 different checkpoints. So we're looking at the feet and ankles. We're looking at the knees. We're looking at the lumbopelvic hip complex, which is just basically the hips, okay? We're looking at the shoulders, and we're looking at the head and neck, cervical spine. All right, so based on those observations, for instance, if I see someone whose knee valgus, their knees are turning in, or their feet are turning out, or maybe their head is protruded forward, that's going to give me an idea of an area that could be overcompensating, right? One area that's tight, like if somebody's shoulders are shrugged forward, upper cross syndrome they call it, I have a pretty good idea, hey, their chest is overactive, right? Because they're probably in front of the desk all day long. And they're typing, and that's why their chest is overactive. So that needs to be stretched out. They need to strengthen other areas, rhomboids, other areas, and they need to, with the combination of myofascial release, static stretching, and then just strengthening, that's going to correct that. So anyway, so my hip has been bothering me recently, and for multiple reasons. One is because I was hit by a car 4 months ago, just from hitting the pavement, and I remember seeing a big bruise on my hip, and so that's been aggravating me. But it's been holding me back from certain activities. And so I went and saw the doctor I kind of self-diagnosed myself, but it's good to hear from someone else as well. I thought it was my medial glute. I thought that was strained, and actually he said that's what it was, which is good to hear. So I started doing some corrective exercises, but also I have flat feet. So I was born with flat feet. That sucks. But as you can picture in your mind, since we already talked about the kinetic chain, so everything starts with your feet, right? So if you have flat feet, normal people have arches, right? You're not going to have that extra tension on the joints. So if your feet are flat, that's going to lead up the body, which is going to put unnecessary strain on the knees, the hips, and just the whole kinetic chain is going to be slightly off. So I, asked if that could be a reason why my hip was taking longer to heal as well, and he said yes. And he actually recommended these inserts, and I'm going to leave a link to them. Superfeet. These things have been awesome. Put them in my shoes. Feels like night and day, right? Like I just feel, if you have flat feet out there, I'm telling you, like you just feel like you have an arch, you feel supported, and it's just great. So that has definitely been helpful, and I can already tell that combined with the corrective exercises is giving me a leg up on what I need to do in order to get better, get back to playing soccer again, throwing kicks again, stuff like that. Because in these winter months, it's just so hard to stay motivated, I guess. And I think it's, if you live in somewhere like Chicago where it's very cold, not very sunny, it just wears on you. Like I can feel that the seasonal ulterior depression. I don't know if it's ulterior is the middle word, but I can feel that kind of coming on because of lack of sun. And it's just, you need to do things that you enjoy that are going to really keep you motivated. And so for me, it's playing soccer. So it'll be nice to get back on the pitch. So in the meantime, while I'm recuperating from that injury, you have to find ways to still stay active. Because if you're like me, myself, if I don't stay active, I'm seriously going to go nuts. Like I need to exercise. I need to burn off this energy. Like I have a constant just stream of energy running through me, and I just go nuts if I don't use it. So I have to find ways to work around it, right? So lately I've been hitting the heavy bag. That's a good one. Getting my heart rate up, working on power, explosiveness, quickness. Just been doing some straight strength training. That way I'm not doing those lateral movements. I'm not putting all that activation on my hip, which has also been helpful. I can think back to another injury, actually. It actually was a freak injury playing soccer. I was playing indoor, and someone tripped me, and I fell with my arm fully extended. And when I fell, all my body weight fell onto my arm. I didn't have time to brace my fall. Detached my labrum, tore my rotator cuff, so I had to have surgery on that. And they put anchors in the bone, reattach the shoulder back to the socket, and so I had to wear a sling for about a month and a half. I literally could not move my shoulder. If I moved my shoulder like an inch, I would not be able to sleep that night. I mean, it sucked. But anyway, so during that, I was very limited with the amount of exercise I could do. So I had to find a way to work out. I was going insane. So what I did was, there's a step mill at the training studio I used to work out of. And so I would just walk on the step mill. And I started out at about, I think, 15 minutes at a time with higher intensity. So I think I did, out of level 20, I did like a level 15 or something like that. And then I just gradually progressed. So there's the different settings. There's like a interval setting, there's a climb a mountain setting. And so I would just choose the hardest setting, and then I just gradually worked up to about level 18 or 20. And I would do that for 20 minutes, and it would just kick my butt. And although it wasn't the traditional way I used to train, it was just a way to release that energy. You know, I still was working my legs, getting the heart rate up. Blood flow was going throughout my body, which in turn leads to healing the injury quickly and quicker, I should say. So regardless of this fact that I had this injury that really limited the range of motion and the amount of activities I could do, I found a way to work through it and still get that pump on, get that workout in, which definitely helped me through the tough times when, you know, you're just going crazy because you can't do what you want to do. So in closing, I think just bringing it all together, regardless of an injury that you're dealing with, there are ways to work around it. They might not be the traditional way that you're used to exercising, so just figure out a way to work through it, figure out a way to burn that energy, you know, just get the heart rate up and just, I don't know, relieve some stress, right? I mean, that's, I think, one of the most important components of exercise is stress relief. I mean, yeah, there's aesthetics and you look good, but you know, just the stress relief and just feeling good, right? I feel great after I exercise. I feel like weight's off my shoulders and things aren't gonna aggravate me so much that would if I weren't exercising. So go ahead and leave a comment below. I'm actually interested to hear about any injuries that you have dealt with and kind of ways that you worked around them, ways that you corrected those, ways that you rehab those, and just maybe some ways that you thought outside the box in order to still get your workout in while dealing with that injury. So thanks for watching. It's been fun. I'm actually downstairs in the basement on the green screen, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep this green or if I'm gonna have a background, but it's kind of cold down here, so I'm looking forward to throwing my coat back on. Thanks for watching. Always remember, you don't have to be an athlete to train like an athlete. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,